everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Day to Day, the podcast where we explore the joys and challenges of everyday life. I'm Emma.
And I'm Alex. Whether it's personal growth, navigating relationships, or just tackling the chaos of the day, we're here to talk about it all and hopefully help you along the way.
So grab your coffee, tea, or whatever keeps you going.
And let's dive into today's episode.
Today's topic is one that's all too familiar for many of us in relationships, dealing with those little fights that seem to blow up over nothing.
You mean like, you never responded to my text within 10 minutes? Or why haven't you done the dishes yet? Kind of things that set off World War III.
Exactly. And it's crazy how these small issues can snowball into major conflicts. But interestingly, they also highlight how passionate and intense romantic relationships can be.
Yeah, it's like those small sparkles of love can ignite little fires too. You know, it's funny how love isn't always peace and smiles.
Right? This is because our significant others hold so much emotional power over us. Even minor issues are amplified. It's something about the passionate nature of romantic love.
But what can we do to stop these little fires from turning into bonfires? I've heard of this concept called creative indifference. Care to elaborate?
Sure, it's a technique in psychology that suggests we should step back from our emotions a bit, not to become indifferent, but to observe ourselves as if we were watching someone else.
So, it's about stepping out of the heat of the moment and seeing the situation from a third-person perspective.
Exactly. Imagine you're an outsider observing the exchange. You're not emotionally tied to the outcome, so you can notice what's really happening without getting caught up in the emotions.
Ah, so it helps you understand what's actually bothering both parties without the emotional cloudiness.
Precisely. When we're able to do that, it gives us a clearer view of each other's needs and helps in easing tensions.
That's fascinating, but how do we actually step back in the middle of a heated argument?
Well, one key strategy is to give yourself a timeout. Take a few deep breaths, count to 10, or just pause before responding. It helps create a space to view the situation more objectively.
Okay, so you might ask yourself questions like, what's really bothering me? Or why is the other person reacting this way?
Exactly. And instead of jumping to blame, you focus on describing your feelings without judgment. Like instead of saying you ignored me, try, I felt a bit overlooked.
That sounds doable, changing the narrative from blame to expression. But sometimes these small conflicts are just symbols of deeper issues, right?
Absolutely. It's crucial to identify the emotional triggers behind these small issues. A forgotten chore could remind someone of past neglect beyond the relationship itself.
So exploring what triggers these episodes can lead to better understanding and deeper connection. It's all about getting to know the real each other.
Yes, understanding these triggers allows both parties to avoid them and to navigate conflicts more smoothly. It's like uncovering hidden layers in the relationship.
And then there's this idea of experimenting within these conflicts, like trying different approaches to see what works best.
Exactly. It's about learning from past disagreements and seeing them as opportunities to test new waters, like, what if we handle it differently this time?
I like that. It's reassuring to know that even if a method doesn't work, we're one step closer to finding what does, right?
Yes, viewing these conflicts with an experimental mindset makes them less daunting and even beneficial to relationship growth.
Okay, but let's be real. Why should I be the one to always step back first in a fight? Isn't it unfair?
It can feel that way, but stepping back first often leads to healthier communication. Plus, over time, it becomes a natural skill, benefiting interactions beyond just relationships.
Makes sense. It also seems useful in personal development, like dealing with everyday frustrations life throws at you.
Exactly, stepping back can help you manage stress by evaluating your emotions and responses better.
All right, so to wrap it up, next time a spat threatens, remember to take a step back, know your triggers, and try describing feelings neutrally. And see conflict as a chance for growth.
Yes, relationships require work, but they also offer opportunities for personal growth if we're willing to see them as such.
Well, that's something to ponder next time I'm waiting 10 minutes for a text. Thanks for sharing these insights.
My pleasure. Remember, love's a journey, not a destination. Keep experimenting, keep learning. Until next time.